My 26 meters, girlfriend's 25F, vagina smells so bad I've lost all sexual energy. As title states, when we started dating, everything was great, pretty frequent sex, always fun and satisfying for both of us. We started getting serious and after a few years moved in together. At one point she either decided to stop paying attention to hygiene or maybe it was this way all along. But oftentimes she'll lay down near me and it's overwhelming. I haven't gone down on her in months because of this. I don't know how to tell her. She has an awful habit of taking everything way too personally and I know it'll be a whole thing if I tell her. She'll try to make a move on me and I have to do my absolute best to not breathe through my nose during, or I'll lose all excitement. It's so bad to the point that the other day, she laid next to me and I caught wind. Just about hurled on the sheets. Just told her I caught something at work and moved on. But I've shut her down on almost every initiation she's made because I honestly can't stand it anymore. Occasionally it's tolerable, but more often than not it's just beyond my ability. And I can't bear to tell her after so long, thinking she'll feel even more embarrassed that it's taken this long to work up courage to tell her. How do I tell her in a way she won't be wildly offended or take it to heart? How do I make her understand it's not an attraction issue, just a sensory issue? Is there any way to bring it up in a setting that isn't inappropriate or downright ill-timed? Edit. No. We don't finish inside. Always pull out. Y'all know those trees that smell like death in the spring? It's like that. Maybe slightly more tolerable. But only very slightly. TL. Dr. Feminine Hygiene is none of my business and I don't know how to tell my girlfriend she needs to take it more seriously. Sounds like bacterial vaginosis. Chances are that if this is a change, she's got something going on down there and needs to see a doctor. Approaching it as a health issue. If it's so bad that you can smell it just by being near her, she needs to see her gyno. That's not normal. It should never smell so bad like that. I'd just bite the bullet and tell her, regardless of how she reacts. You'll be helping her out in the long run. OMG, tell her it smells loudly, crying I'd hate for my BF to be holding in vomit every day rather than just saying, hey, straight up your vag smells bad. Can you describe the smell? If it's a dead fish smell, she most likely has bacterial vaginosis. It's easily treatable with antibiotics, but she def needs to see an OBGYN. Op. I've had my partner tell me my nether regions smell different. He said, like, bad. Specifically, it was bacterial vaginosis. I was happy he told me, even though it was embarrassing for both of us to endure the conversation. I took antibiotics for a week. Made sure to up my probiotics. And it wasn't a problem afterwards. It is important. Bacterial vaginosis, if left untreated, can make you more susceptible to contracting STDs and STIs. Specifically emphasizing HIV, it is important that she knows for her own health, especially if you guys end the relationship. It could be an infection or even an off-balanced pH level. I would definitely have her go see a doctor and get it checked out. Maybe suggest sex. But say you'd like to take a shower together first. I feel like then you can suss out whether it's her hygiene or an actual problem, like BV. Honestly though, after either outcome I'd talk to her about it. Something's gotta give. As a fellow woman, it could be bacterial vaginosis or a yeast issue, especially if you were finishing inside of her each time you had sex. It throws our pH balance off tremendously. She may not notice because she may be used to the smell at this point. I would rather my husband tell me instead of let me walk around like that all day every day. If it's a change that big, it's health related, UTI, BV, etc., she should get checked. She may have gone noseblind rather than not caring or being hygienic. No amount of hygiene fixes bacteria. It needs meds. Or, she's noticed it sometimes, but she thought her underwear just wasn't breathing well, or she hadn't scrubbed well enough last shower. Or she messed up the pH using soap. Or she sweated and it changed. Unfortunately, they change odor even when there isn't a health issue. And honestly, not everyone is taught these things. So I think the kind, gentle letter approach is best. Honestly, I just thanked them for telling me, so I knew it wasn't just regular getting sweaty stuff. Then I know it's probably BV and to get checked. I recently had this exact convo actually, and that's what I did. I honestly did not know because only sometimes could I tell. And that got me to make an APPT because then I knew it was medical. It's also important because if it's a UTI and goes untreated, it could work its way into the rest of the body, and she doesn't want that. If it's that bad, it could be a health issue. Does she see a gyno regularly? Has she seen one recently? If she hasn't, then maybe you can encourage her to see one soon. Maybe you could mention that she smells or looks or feels different down there, and you just want to be sure she doesn't have some kind of infection. Perhaps you also noticed something else, or she mentioned something like itching or discomfort. Hopefully, the gyno would notice the odor, whether it's a medical concern or not, and make some suggestions as to how to improve things. But if that doesn't do it, you might as well just talk to her calmly and openly about it. Sure, she might go crazy and leave you, but if she doesn't do anything, your relationship probably isn't going to work anyway. You need to switch your mentality. If you actually care about your girlfriend, this is a significant health concern. Untreated long-term bacterial vaginosis can result in lots of negative fertility consequences for women. Approach from the angle of caring about her health and being concerned. Grow up and talk to your partner like a grown man. It sounds like it could be https://www.mayoclinic.org/diseasesconditions/bacterial vaginosis/symptoms causes/psych 20352279 or something similar. Unless she just isn't showering? Even then, you have to be able to communicate if you want a decent, honest relationship. You might smell too, and she needs to be able to tell you. I think we should see the doctor for some advice here. I've noticed a strong smell when we are intimate, and at times it's way worse than others. I'm starting to worry. If you want to go alone, I understand, but I'm also ready to go with you so we can sort out what's going on. Everyone has addressed the cause of smell, but I just want to point out, if she takes everything you say super personal, is that not a big issue too? Are you walking on eggshells? Afraid of her overly sensitive response to issues? In a healthy relationship, you should feel safe to be able to communicate issues and be heard without being afraid of her overreaction. If this is a common occurrence, it might be worth looking into further. It sounds like a health issue. Bacterial vaginosis is most likely. She should get health care, and I would definitely approach it as a health concern. We had situations like this at work with body odor. Imagine being in a van with 615 people, depending on the model, with sweat and heat. I have a strong sense of smell. I could have puked so many times. I understand. But on the job, this is a sensitive, our issue. We were not allowed to confront or speak to people. Emails were sent out. Hygiene guides posted on walls. Yet it was a reoccurring issue. What do you do? Force them to? Order them to wash? Call the police? It was so bad I just left home sick. Crew members would complain and yell at me to do something. I'm a pretty abrupt and straightforward guy, but I just could not do it. Some people were very nice and sensitive. That would literally kill them. How do you tell someone they stink and they are disgusting? Think about that. How do you say that to your wife or husband? That is a serious attack on someone. I still don't know what to do, that's above my pay grade. Hey baby, you're gross and stink, I don't want to touch you. You animal? Hey baby, you know I noticed you may have body odor issues. Can we address this? Hey baby, are you okay? Did you change your diet or something? You smell a little strong. I'm sorry, I'm a useless person with absolutely no advice on this, but I understand and sympathize. I've stopped seeing a couple of girls because they stunk so badly down there that I couldn't even look at them the same way again. I don't think you're being outlandish. If a guy's dick stunk that bad, then I doubt he would have much sexual success. Showers beforehand, make it sexy and enticing. Do you cream pie her? Your semen pH can mess with her pH levels too, causing funky smells. It's interesting that she doesn't recognize it herself. You could try giving her some boric acid suppositories. It's safe, just not meant to be used long term. If you were to start with talking about yourself and transferring it to her, she might be more responsive, as it's less about attacking her, but more attacking yourself and protecting her as a result. Also, when is the last time she's had an obgyn appointment? Is Planned Parenthood a viable option where you are? It's less about her, more about her health. Sexual health is health. Also, if she does have BV, would you also be willing to help support her with getting her probiotics? Antibiotics can kill off her gut flora. I tried a new brand, Love Wellness.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.